To all the Moors, I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Our major service is Ancient Ibaryath. What we do at Zion Law School is teach Ancient Ibaryath. So don't get confused by all the bells and whistles with the astrotheology, the cosmology, so on and so forth. All of the information that I'm able to get about everything that I do, that you see that's other than Ancient Ibaryath, comes from skills that I have in Ancient Ibaryath, okay? I want to clarify that to everybody. That's our primary service, reclaiming our heritage. Now, the astrology is also part of our heritage. If you were to have come to our Saturday morning class, you would have saw that. For example, in the book of Job, the Most High asked Job if he knew the natural laws that govern the cosmos. The constellation Pleiades, the Bear, and others. Okay, so you would see that. So if the Most High created these constellations and they're governed by natural law, how is it then that the constellations are evil and wicked, like you've been taught in your religions? How is that? How is it that natural law is wicked? How is it that the stars, that the individual stars that make up the constellations are wicked? But this is what you've been taught in religion. In ancient times, astrology and astronomy had the same meaning, synonyms. And actually, it's come to my attention that astronomy means mathematics. I have to check further into that. If you all have time, you can check into that. You can let me know. Okay? But at some point, I'm going to check into that. All right, y'all? So primarily what we do is reclamation of our heritage, specifically Ancient Ibaryath, the Canaanite, Phoenician people, language groups. Y'all understand? Canaanite, Phoenician. Phoenicians, you should know by now, is a catchphrase for the Canaanites, the Moabites, and all of those other ones, according to Dr. David Imhotep. And he has citations to prove it in his biblio. In his book, the first Americans were African. If y'all don't have that book, y'all need to go out and get that book. That is a phenomenal book. Dr. David Imhotep, all right? He gives you a lot of information about who the Phoenicians are, all right? The Hebrews and all of this, Canaanites, all right? It's all there for you. All there for you with citations, bibliography. That is a powerful book. Every family should have that book in their library. And then you have to consider the Sabian Moors. The Sabian Moors. In history, they're said to be what? First of all, it's his story, right? In reconstructed history, they're said to be known for their worship of the stars, the worship of the heavenly bodies. But in fact, We know better, right? We know better. They were, in fact, what? Giving their time, attention, effort, energy to study of the heavenly bodies, the study of the cosmos. That's not religion. We call that science these days. All right? It was remixed and presented to you as the ancient Sabians being worshipers of the heavens. Y'all see that? All right? So your heritage is the cosmos, is astrology, is astronomy. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about the science, not the religion, the science of it, not the remixed religion. All right? So the Ancient Ibaryath, once you gain mastery over it, you're able to look at the so-called Hebrew scriptures, which are not Hebrew at all. Right? That's not Hebrew at all. You'll be able to look into that, and you'll be able to see Jeremiah 8, verse 8 occurrences. Clearly. If you are coming to our 506, the Curses course, the live class live online, we teach it. I teach it every Saturday. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to come and observe, then you'll learn linguistic principles and concepts with an emphasis on etymology, textual criticism. In some cases, we go through mythology, but we don't do a whole lot of mythology. Only where it's going to add some significant value, okay? We look at law, natural law. Now, natural law is natural law, y'all. Natural law is natural law. We see natural law not only in nature, but in what? Specifically, the U.S. Constitution for the United States of North America, the organic constitution. We see natural law. We see natural law in that document. Do y'all understand? That is part of your birthright. Gold is golden. It's a yellow color, right? Silver is silver. A bright grayish color, right? The moon is silver. The sun is golden. Gold and silver are constitutional, or rather are natural, or some people say, quote unquote, God's money, because it's been used for millennia. It's been accepted. You give me this and I'll give you gold, I'll give you silver. You give me that and you'll give me gold, silver, whatever, right? It's been used as a medium to transact commerce for millennia. So is it just a coincidence that gold is the same color as the sun and that silver is the same color as the moon? Is that just coincidence, or what's behind that? Y'all think about that. What about Venus? What about Venus? What about Venus? My point is that natural law is your inheritance. If you're Genesis chapter 2, if you're Genesis chapter 2, created from the soil, etc., then I'm talking to you. If you're Genesis chapter 1 or other, I'm not talking to you. All right? Has nothing to do with skin color, complexion. Nothing at all to do with that. It has to do specifically with Genesis chapter 2, your origin, whether you're from the soil or not. If you're from the soil, lucky you, as they say in Asia. You're lucky. All right, so everything that I do, if you like the way I teach, if you like the content that I discuss, if you like our streaming 101 Ancient Ibaryath course, if you like our live online Saturday class at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you like any of the books, I'm telling everybody now that I learn and I get what some people call downloads. All right, mine come to me in the morning while I'm dreaming and becoming awake. But everything I do has its foundation or origin in the Ancient Ibaryath. All right? And let me say this also. Reading comprehension amongst our people, everybody should know this, is poor. Very poor. Right? I think everybody would agree with that. So the skills you will learn in the streaming 101 Ancient Ibaryath class, the links for everything I'm talking about is in the description area of this video. All right, y'all? So click on the links if you want to subscribe to the online course, if you want to come for free to our Saturday 10 a.m. class. The links are all, I just lost my thought. But anyway, y'all. Oh, they had the water. I guess they turned this on and off. But it was on a little bit ago. This is the waterfall. I really like this. What was I saying? I lost my thought. I lost my thought, y'all. So you see, I have what I usually get. My black coffee, no sugar. Sugar causes what? Bad breath, halitosis. Milk causes bad breath, halitosis, because it provides what? Sugar for bacteria to eat and reproduce, and it makes your breath smell bad. So if you get coffee that's a natural coffee, it's actually a herb, right? A natural coffee bean is an herb. I don't know if this is a hybrid coffee bean or not, and I don't know why coffee shops don't advertise whether their coffee is natural or hybrid. Okay, because you can charge a premium price if you wanted to do so. So if this is a hybrid, it will contribute to acidity when you drink it. Makes you more acidic. All right, what's the problem with acid? The problem with acid is that every cell has a mucous membrane, okay, that protects it from acid and other things too. So when it's exposed to acid, the mucous membrane will thicken. In other words, you get more mucus, right? And then that mucus that's on your cell wall will do what? It's going to interrupt or obstruct the absorption and excretion of nutrients and waste from the cell. So in other words, basically the cell is going to start to starve to death and suffocate because the mucus. Y'all see? Everybody see that? If this is a natural coffee bean, when you drink it, it's alkaline. It's alkaline, right? It does not injure the cell wall, therefore the mucous membrane is not going to go crazy. You're not going to get a whole heap of mucus on the membrane, right? So the cell is able to what? Excrete waste as normal, okay? And absorb nutrients and minerals as required. Okay, so in other words, you have a healthy state. The acid causes what? Causes an unhealthy state or an unhealthy environment for the cell to exist in. So the cell's function begins to what? Decline. In other words, the cell begins to malfunction. Therefore, if you remove the mucus, you remove what? You remove the mucus, it's equivalent to what? Saving the environment. If you remove the mucus, it's equivalent to saving the environment. All right, so remove the mucus, and now the cell can breathe properly. It can eat properly, and it can excrete its waste properly, and it can what? It can run all of its biochemical reactions from start to completion, as long as what? As long as you have the minerals to do it. If you don't have the minerals to do it, guess what? Your biochemical reactions are not going to run from start to finish. All right, you're going to have a problem. It's like if you, in your car, you got half a tank of gas, but you're going to drive 300 miles. At some point, what? Before you get to 300 miles, your car is going to do what? Run out of gas. And then you're going to be walking, or you're going to need to do something else, where your body is the same way. When you run out of minerals, that biochemical reaction is not going to run to completion. Right? The mineral's gone, so therefore the biochemical reaction stops, or it's low, right? Therefore the production, whatever reaction you're talking about, whatever the output is going to be reduced, right? So you have symptoms. In a lot of cases you won't have any symptoms, but you're still sick, right? You're still sick, no symptoms. All right, so if you get symptoms, you're lucky, because now you are aware that you have a problem. No symptoms, like for example, diabetes, right, can just hit you, boom. You think you're healthy, and then all of a sudden, you got major problems, because the diabetes can sneak up on you, right? You're not going to have any symptoms, or at least symptoms that's going to be concerned to you. Y'all see? So if you want to if you want to restore your health back to good health, remove the mucus. Remove the mucus. What's the best way to remove mucus? Well, so what do you see from this? What do you see from this? Okay, here's what you can see. If you're only taking herbs, let's say you got some natural herbs and you're taking the natural herb, well, that's not going to really help you too much, is it? That's not going to help you too much. Why? Because you got that thick mucus membrane surrounding your cells. And those minerals aren't going to be able to get into your cells in a high enough concentration to really help you, because you still got that problem, the mucous membrane. Right? So you added the minerals, but you didn't do anything about the mucous membranes. Y'all see? Y'all see? So you can go spend $700, $800, $400, $600, $700, $1,200 on some minerals. And if it doesn't help you, well, now you have an idea why. All right? So I did a 45-day water fast, and I lost 25 kilos. I lost 25 kilos. Right now, my weight is what it was when I was in high school, y'all. High school. But my body looks great. My body looks amazing. I look like a UFC fighter. That's how I look. But before I did my water fast, I used to go to the gym and I would lift weights, just weight training. Bench press, all, you know, the usual stuff that you go when people go to the gym, weightlifting, arm curls and all of that. But then after, it was funny because I could barely do any pull-ups, right? Just barely. But then after my water fast, I said, you know what? I'm going to change everything. I'm going to stop lifting weights, and I'm going to start doing only pull-ups, only leg lifts, and only push-ups. Focus just on those things. So leg lifts, pull-ups, and push-ups, and that's what I've been doing. And now my body looks completely different. I'm more wiry now. And I like the way my body looks better now doing the pull-ups. So I went from not being able to do hardly any, and then before I got food poisoning in India, I did 20 pull-ups. I did 20, right? I did 20. But when I was in India, I lost 7 kilos. I think it was about 15 pounds. So now I'm trying to gain that weight back, right? So obviously it was muscle mass because I don't really have any fat on my body now. I'm like super skinny. But I did a 45-day water fast. My point is, water fasting is an excellent way to revitalize and rejuvenate your tissues, your cells. Okay? So when your body is in a starving state, it's going to eat mucus. It's going to eat injured cells, dead cells, cancerous cells. It's going to start eating up everything that ain't working right or that shouldn't be there. Why? To extract any type of minerals from it or any type of nutrients from it. Y'all see? It's going to start to what? Digest it. Okay? It's going to digest it. Even the plaques in arterial walls. Right? Okay? So now imagine this, and then after you come off your water fast, get vitamin C IV therapy, which is what I'm looking for right now. I'm just telling y'all what I'm doing. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I'm telling y'all what I've done and what I'm doing. Because the vitamin C is involved in repairing tissues, tissue repair, right? Immune modulation, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm also looking for glutathione, right? Powerful, powerful anti-inflammatory agents. This is what I'm doing. I'm not telling y'all to do anything. I'm talking about me, my life. So now I'm the same weight I was when I was in high school. My face just looks so skinny. I gotta gain weight, and it's quite difficult to gain weight. Can y'all imagine? It's taking me effort. I'm exhausted trying to gain weight. A lot of people would like to have that problem, right? But anyway, I kind of got off the topic. So what we do at Zion Law School is, oh, by the way, let me say this. So my experience with the water fast, I felt some hunger, pains, like a headache for the first 3 or 4 days. Or maybe the third and fourth day I had a headache. I don't remember. And then after that, it went away. And I never felt hungry after about the 5th day. I never had a desire to eat. I could look at my favorite foods. I used to go to restaurants, right, while I was on my water fast in the beginning. I think like within the first 2 weeks or so. Oh, no. That was the first time I did my water fast. The second time I didn't go because we were on lockdown. I forgot. The second time I did it. The first one I water fasted, I think 11 or 12 days. But that was a trip, right? Because one of the things I learned about myself is that I enjoy the ritual of going to restaurants. I never realized that before. I don't care so much to eat. I enjoy the ritual of going to a restaurant. Everything from having some place to go, to sitting there and people watching, right? And then looking at the food when it comes out and then leaving. I found that out when I did my first water fast. I had no desire to eat, but I was missing the restaurants that I used to go to, y'all. Yeah, I was missing the rest. I wasn't hungry. I was just missing the restaurants and the cafes that I used to go to. Okay. And then I started to worry about my electrolytes. I started to worry about my blood pressure. So I chickened out. And I said, let me stop this, right? So I stopped. So I learned something about my personality from that. I chickened out. And the crazy thing is that I knew it was nothing wrong with my electrolytes, but I was worried that it was something wrong with my electrolytes and that I better stop, or my blood pressure, and I had better stop. Y'all understand? So it was that thing where I'd never been here before. What if, right, the worst happened, so I stopped. And then I thought about it, right? And when we went on house lockdown, I said, you know what? Let me just do this, right? Because I knew the issue was psychological, right? It was like a fear. So I did it for 45 days. I would have kept going longer, y'all. And here's another thing that I realized. When you water fast, don't focus on what day it is. Day number 5, day number 30. Don't focus on that, because that will lead to you ending your water fast sooner than what. Well, let me speak for myself. I noticed that when I counted the days, it made it stressful for me. Y'all understand? So let me tell you why I stopped. The reason why I stopped my water fast is because I used to like looking at videos, and before I did my water fast, I never looked at food videos on YouTube. But I got into this thing where I was looking at like how to make smoked salmon, how to make various Korean dishes, how to make corned beef, and all of these food type of videos. And then around the 45th day, I'm watching this food video, and I noticed a feeling in my stomach, and I said, oh man, why didn't I think of this in the beginning, right? Why didn't I think of this? Watching the video activated my digestive tract. I should have thought about that and not watched any food videos, right? Now, I went 45 days watching food videos. Why it happened at the 45th day, I have absolutely no idea. But I felt some activity in my stomach. And then later that day, I vomited, right? I vomited up bile. And so, because my digestive tract had turned on, I had to come off of my water fast. Y'all follow me? But it was the most pleasurable, the most enjoyable experience, one of the best I've ever had in my life. And it wasn't hard, and it wasn't easy. It just was. I didn't even desire food. I felt happy. Colors were brighter. Things had a better smell. I mean, it was just amazing. So what I decided to do is once a year, I'm going to do a 30-day fast. At least once a year. At minimum once a year. Or once every 6 months. Once I get myself situated. If I don't do it once every 6 months, I might do it a week or 2 weeks every 6 months, or a week or 2 weeks, 6 months, and then the next 6 months, 30 days, right? That's how good it feels to do it. That's how pleasurable it is to do it. So that cleans out everything, y'all, at least in my body. Okay? So now my body looks better than it did when I was in college. But anyway. So the Ancient Ibaryath, y'all, that's where it's at. That's what you got to focus on. You have to be able to read the documents. You've got to be able to read them, comprehend them, and then be able to identify natural law. You've got to be able to identify natural law in the documents, okay? And you're not just gonna see it. You have to be able to ask questions, and do some analysis to be able to see it, to be able to find it. You have to know about the language, the grammar, the etymology, etc., the grammar rules, in order to be able to see these things. That's why everything starts with the Ancient Ibaryath. All right? So yeah, y'all see that lady was selling tickets. Those tickets are lottery tickets. So many people in Long An are selling lottery tickets. I feel sorry for them. Unless it's just really profitable, right? But in Saigon, it's usually the old people. In Long An, I see young people and children selling the lottery tickets. Yeah. But anyway, I just want y'all to keep in mind that the Ancient Ibaryath, our heritage, You have to reclaim that yourself. I've done my part. I provide the one-on-one streaming online course. I've done my part. That's a phenomenal course. It's intense and it's comprehensive, and you don't need any Hebrew language classes to enroll or subscribe. You just jump in, right? And you start where you are. I'm teaching it. It's 113 video lessons. Okay, so what you're gonna find, I was discussing this yesterday in our class. In the U.S., I think I discussed maybe some of this yesterday in the live stream I did. In the U.S., you have Christianity or Rome. Rome is Christianity. Christianity is Rome, the Catholic Church and all of its derivatives. They push maritime and admiralty on the land, and they maintain it on the land. That's all Christianity, y'all. All Christianity. I think I've said this before. In my opinion, there never was a Roman government. There never was a nation called Rome. There never was a nation called Greece. These are made-up histories. They are, in fact, the Roman Catholic Church. All right? Those are stories that were made up. They're not real. That's my opinion. So what I'm trying to say is that Roman law is actually Christianity. Roman law is Christianity. Y'all got me? The Pope has always been the Pope. He wasn't the Roman emperor and then they morphed into a religious organization. No. They came out of the box as a religious organization. They made up these nations called Rome and Greece. All right? That's my opinion. The U.S., the U.S. Corporation, functions as Rome, a Roman government, so to speak. Y'all see? They operate like Rome. In other words, they're vicious and treacherous, and they're pushing and maintaining Roman law, or the Roman Catholic Church, papal bulls, etc., right? They perverted ancient rules of commerce, remixed it into what you see today. All right? Now, y'all will remember when you were in high school and college, they pushed Greek mythology down your throat, at least with me, right? They pushed Greek mythology, they pushed Greek philosophy down your throat. I mean, you couldn't get away from it. They forced it on you, right? You had to learn that. Greece, the origins of Western civilization, right? You got to take the philosophy classes, all Greece. You got to learn about the Greek mythology, all of that garbage. They force it on you. Try to graduate from college, at least in my day, try to graduate from college without taking the philosophy classes, learning about Greek philosophy and Greek mythology. Try that. It was impossible. Those classes were mandatory. So they forced that down your throat. Okay? So now here you have the U.S. corporation pretending to be what? A nation. And they're operating according to what? Christian law, And their philosophy is what? Greek philosophy. You see that all throughout the New Testament. Greek philosophy. Right? And the law that they're using is what? Based in the Hebrew scriptures, specifically Judaism. Judaism. All right, y'all? So what is this to say? The point I'm trying to make is this. You learn the Ancient Ibaryath, and you learn how to identify natural law, and you learn what the Mosaic Covenant actually means and says in the original text, not in English. That same information, those same skill sets, you can then do what? You can apply it in law. Y'all see? You can apply that in law. I know for a fact because I've done it. I've done it. So if you learn this information first, now when you go into a situation where there's a law or legal, let me rephrase, you got a legal problem, right? You got a problem. Well, now you can defend yourself. Why? Because you understand the principles. So when you begin to study, for example, you begin to study trust law, you begin to study public versus private. Treaties. The Constitution itself. Even statutes. Acts. You understand what law is and what even sovereignty. Notice. See, all of these principles, the maxims of law, right? You'll be able to identify these, and then your rate of error will go significantly lower. You understand what you're doing. At this point, it'll just be a matter, okay, so let me learn how to prepare the writ. And what a lot of people don't tell you who are doing this stuff, you go into a lot of these venues, you have to prepare writs according to what? The local rules, how they want their writs prepared. You just can't, a lot of these places, at least that's my experience, y'all, they won't take your writ if you don't prepare it the way they want you to prepare it according to their rules. All right? The formatting, etc. So if you learn these concepts and principles in the Mosaic Law first, and then start studying constitutional law, trust law, all of this stuff, right? And then you'll be able to see how these things relate to each other and what they are, etc., 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 okay? You'll know who you are. And that's a big problem with a lot of people. They go into a venue and they get punked out. Literally get punked out, right? You don't know who you are. You don't know where the power lies. And you get scared or you get locked up. And when they lock you up, then you get scared. And then you start to consent because you don't know who you are. You don't know anything, right? But had you learned the natural law and where they're found in the Constitution, etc., had you learned how to navigate through these venues, then you would have been okay. But because you didn't know who you are, you got punked out. Right? You consented. Or you don't take the time to learn the difference. Now, somehow or another, I always find somebody who wants to discuss public and private, right? If that's what y'all into, y'all need to understand what private is and what public is, and make a decision which one you're gonna be, and stick with it and live with it, right? And don't let somebody punk you out, right? But like I was talking about yesterday in the live, a lot of y'all don't want to pay the cost to be the boss. Pay the cost to be the captain of your own ship, right? To be sovereign. They lock you up overnight and you start consenting. All right? Sometimes you got to sacrifice. Sometimes you got to suffer, right? Sometimes, because sometimes, see, a bully got to see that you ain't scared, right? And when the bully sees that you ain't scared, most bullies are going to do what? They're going to start getting scared, right? And eventually they're going to leave you alone. All right? So what I'm trying to say is that if you learn this stuff from the law, you can become competent. All right? Competent. And because you know who you are, most likely you're not going to get punked out. Anyway, I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Islam to all of the Moors. I'll see y'all on the next one, all right? If you are interested in what we teach, come see us every Saturday on our live online class. That's where we look at everything about Deuteronomy chapter 28. A very, very, very detailed analysis of each word in Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? Not from a religious point of view, but we're using philology, etymology, grammar rules, parts of speech, all of that, all of the good stuff, right? The goal is to identify the literal meaning of the text. We don't care about religion, okay, and religious doctrine, okay? We're looking for the literal meaning of the text. And we have various ways of going about finding that, okay? You'll learn that. So come to our Saturday class, 10 a.m. It's live online. The link is in the description area. If you haven't already subscribed to our streaming 101 Ancient Ibaryath course, go ahead and do so. For those of you who have already subscribed, thank you very much. We appreciate your support and welcome. It is a journey that will change your life for the better and open up your eyes, and you will see things that you never saw before. For example, if y'all know a child, let's say a 2-3-year-old, they go to the ophthalmologist, they get a new pair of glasses, ophthalmologist puts the glasses on the little child, and the little child's eyes pop wide open and in shock. Why? Because they can see so clearly and vividly. They see things that they never saw before for the first time. For the first time, they see their mother and father's faces clearly. brilliant colors. They see things in high definition, right? Well, you are going to be like that little child when you master the linguistic principles in the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course. Your eyes are going to open. Wow. Just like that. So when you come to the live class on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to build on those basic principles that you're learning. We're going to show you how to use them. Okay? We're going to show you how to use them. Okay? So everybody's welcome. So if you want to support the work that we do, the Cash App is $DrYasapa, $DrYasapa, $DrYasapa. PayPal is paypal.me/Zion Law School. All links are in the description area of this video. Islam to all the Moors and Shalawama to the entire house of Yasharallah. Let me know what you think about the stuff that I talked about in this video. All right, let me know what you think.